When thinking about the health of young people in Blackburn with Darwen, there's much to be positive about. Young people are drinking less and rates of teenage pregnancy are gradually reducing. Young people are leaving school with more qualifications and skills than ever before. And, compared to 5 years ago, more are involved in activities which help health and well-being. But despite this, statistics show that life chances for children and young people in some parts of Blackburn with Darwen are still not as good as in other parts of the country. There are factors beyond people's control which can stop them from being healthy. It isn't a choice they've made. In Blackburn with Darwen, 1 in 4 children live in poverty, more in some areas, and more than there were 10 years ago. Poverty can mean that you're more likely to live in cold and damp housing, which puts you at risk of having asthma. Some families can't afford to buy healthy food, and this can make it harder for young people to stay at a healthy weight and not get fillings. And it's much harder to get a good job, one of the ways you can keep yourself healthy. It's not surprising then that there can be problems with mental and physical health. This year, our youth MPs have chosen to campaign about mental health in the Youth Parliament because we know how closely mental and physical health are linked. We spoke to young people about their emotional health. They told us that some young people use drugs, alcohol, legal highs and self-harming as ways to deal with life and emotional problems. Worries that young people have described, such as being safe and happy at home, school life with homework, exams, pressure to succeed and other people's perceptions, bullying both online and in person, and loneliness or loss can all affect physical and mental health. Many of the positive activities young people are involved in keep them connected to family and friends, which can help. We want to hear about the many examples of good work that you're involved in. Young people have been very clear about wanting support, advice, and about being heard. So it's important that young people know about services that can help them stay healthy and can easily get to them. So, what are some of the things that young people in Blackburn with Darwen tell us about keeping healthy and mentally and physically well? Young people know that healthy food is important.
And I try to eat healthy when I can, such as college meals. I'll try to opt for a healthy option and have vegetables or have less things such as chips or wedges and such.
Because there's a lot of takeaways, a lot of takeaways. That's the main business around here, takeaways. There's loads of grocery shops, but they sell chocolates, they sell all fast foods, all frozen fast foods. There's all them around here. Every place you go, you'll find at least one takeaway there. It's kind of boring eating takeaway food, and I like my mum's cooking more. And that's more appetizing. So I love it really. I just like eating my mum's cooking.
Young people also join in with exercise, activities and sports to keep themselves healthy.
What makes me happy is just mainly spending time with animals because, yeah, I'm a big animal lover and I've got a dog and 2 cats at home. So I really enjoy taking him out for a walk because, yeah, it's just like, it's sort of nice when you just, you know, it's just us two, no one else is around. And I also like horse riding, yeah. That is really fun because I feel sort of active and it just makes me feel like, you know, sort of free in a way, yeah. And I'm interested in reading books on any type of adventure, stories, novels or anything like that.
But I play rugby, I go swimming, I go walking, I use the leisure facilities, so like Darwen Leisure Centre and other leisure centres. I've gone on residentials with the council services. And, you know, as I said, walking, you know, it's a valley, we're surrounded by hills, you know, there's a public landmark on top of them, one of them, so I head up walking around there. And it does something, it exercises, you know, the body. You can jog around the tower, you can run around the tower or walk around the tower, either way. You've got up there, you know, you've cleared your head. And it's much better, well, for me anyways, that's what seems to work for me.
Youth services provide opportunities for young people to be active and connect.
Young people services, they hold different youth groups in different areas, and it's where people can go, like youth groups and stuff, and they just hold different activities for where people can go and like hang out and just get off the streets.
So how did you get involved and what sort of things do you do there?
I started going when I was 16, when I started college, and I found it with my friends and just went, and you could play pool, play music, do arts and crafts, and you can speak to the youth workers and get to know them.
For young people, emotional health is also important.
I still think there's definitely a lot of stigma towards people undergoing a huge amount of stress and them seeking out support. I really don't think we should take that approach. I think if young people are having a problem, whether it be with stress, physical health, whatever, they should be able to approach somebody about it. And if education is impinging on the physical health, then they should be able to talk to somebody, but there needs to be a real attitude change if young people are going to be able to access these services more openly.
Where I went to, particularly in secondary school, there wasn't much about it. There's the obvious anti-bullying posters that are up all around the school, you know, like the pupils' charter, etc. Respect charters, they're like standard protocol in secondary schools and colleges. But there's not necessarily posters about specific issues that can come because of just little tiny things that niggle away, and then there's the big thing is there's not posters about either of them, and I think there needs to be. And there needs to be a reference back to a service such as, you know, something provided by Young People's Services within, you know, them posters telling you where to go, who to see, etc. You know, click this link on Facebook, etc. Because it might just be a little thing, but if a little thing can get rid of a little cause of an argument, the argument's gone before it needs to be really, you know, really sorted out with a heavier method, nipped in the bud, I think the phrase is.
Young people have also told us about improvements that can be made in the borough to keep young people healthy.
I think it would help if there were more leisure centres locally, so they wouldn't have to be large ones, maybe just small, like converted from a few houses into one, so it's like literally it'd be just down the road rather than having to go all the way to the zone to go and play and do activities such as basketball and other such things. So I think that would help a lot.
I don't think many people know about the services that are going on. I don't think they're very knowledgeable about it.
And how do you think how do you think Blackburn with Darwin could solve that problem?
I create posters, hand out leaflets, do websites online and stuff to make them well aware of what's going on in the community.
A complete summary of feedback is available, including examples of where good work is already happening. Click the link at the end of the Start Well section of this PDF report.